You guys seen this trailer? 'Cause my reaction was like, all right, why does this game exist? We're gonna go through my like emotional like chart as I was watching this trailer.
It's
Okay.
emotional
Yes.
roller coaster.
So
So you're going to
So we're gonna hear
Yes.
Mike Damiani.
Well, I'm gonna
This
give
is
you
the
like my. I'm
commentary
gonna
track
try and do
from
my
Mike
like my
Damiani.
internal monologue here.
Sure. When was the first time you watched this trailer?
After I didn't watch it during Nintendo Direct.
So you
So
heard
I
about
heard
you
there
heard
was
about
a
it
new
first.
Zelda game. I'm like, but I didn't know if it was the new Zelda game
Okay.
or if
Oh,
it
that's
was
the worst way.
a new Zelda game.
Oh.
So it's a big difference between those.
So you came in this with like zero expectations.
So
of
zero
what it actually
expectation,
was.
except there was a Zelda mention. Oh, sweet rock music, and it doesn't look like Skyward Sword or the Wind Waker, so this is
That
good so
texture
far.
right there.
It's like, it looks good. It's not Skyward Sword or. Oh crap! Link looks like crap. Maybe we should get the Wind Waker back.
Has a shield.
Oh no! It's a Dynasty Warriors. Oh, those bombs look like crap. What is this? What? What is going on here? Oh look, we got Skyward Sword enemies here, so this is real interesting. Oh, at least he's lefty. And then this fire rod thing. I'm like, what is he doing? I mean, it looks cool, but this looks like a nonsense. Then you got Ocarina of Time Dodongo in here, and it's like, how many different styles of Zelda games are being mixed in here? And I was just like, I have no idea what's going on anymore. At least, like, the scarf on Link looks cool. Then this thing, it's like super spin attack to the max. And then I don't even know what I just watched. And then, oh look, opening a chest. What could be in here? The greatest title of all time.
Not final though.
Name not final. I
Default font.
am so glad
Name not
Nintendo
final.
was bold enough to put that type of font into their presentation. that convinces me that they're gonna take risk with this new Zelda. So as you can see, like I was kind of like, what is this? Like, were we really getting a Dynasty Warriors Zelda game? And why do we need this?
So like that title, how much of the game itself that we saw do you think is temporary?
So that whole thing looked like one area, like outside of Hyrule Castle and Hyrule Castle, and it kind of like
No, that honestly, this looks exactly like another map in another Dynasty Warriors game or something that I've played.
it looks.
And they just stuck the castle.
This
in the
looks
middle of it.
super early. Like the enemies pop in and out. Like some just randomly appear like right here in a second. Like you'll see one like pop up in this one shot. And then like the enemy, I mean, I guess this is Dynasty Warriors AI that like enemies kind of like hover around.
Even this
Right.
interior wall, I mean, this looks familiar to me. This looks like a game that I've already played.
It looks like a fan mod. This looks like a fan mod. It looks like someone just ripped
'Cause it's all
assets
reused
from
assets,
a
right?
bunch of
Yeah.
the 3D Zelda games and just threw it into the Dynasty Warriors engine.
Because I think that's probably the scariest stuff of it.
Like
Like
the-
just like mashed together
Yeah,
reused
like
assets.
like this, as I said, like the styles don't clash. Like there's a bunch of different
The
Zelda
styles don't
styles.
clash?
There's a bunch of different Zelda
You said
styles.
they don't clash.
Oh, sorry, they do clash. Yeah, they don't mesh well, is what I meant to say.
Gotcha, yeah.
But yeah, they're throwing into like Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, all being thrown into the mix, and then the animations just look ridiculously bad. Like him tossing those bombs like so fast. Maybe that's Dynasty Warriors, how it's supposed to be, but it just looks completely goofy.
And
Well,
that's kind of it. It's like Dynasty Warriors has popping in enemies and it
Yeah,
has bad animations
guess.
sometimes. And it's like that's kind of I think that might be what we're in for with this game.
Now, personally, I think this will be. I've been saying this like this is gonna be hilarious to play through once. It's gonna be a good laugh for everyone. But I'm okay with like Link being lent to other series to be like a cameo character.
Like Soul Calibur.
Calibur.
Yes, exactly. I've always personally felt that like Zelda's not the guinea pig series where you try and do spin-offs with. Like Link's crossbow training really like irked me. I was like, not really happy with what you're doing here. I guess it's cool that we're getting another Twilight Princess, another reason to revisit the world of
Hey,
Twilight
but they
Princess.
did cancel Tetris trackers, so.
Oh, Navi trackers. Yeah.
I mean, is there anything positive that can come out of this game?
I mean, as I said, like it'll probably be like just goofy fun. Like you
Yeah.
could like people are gonna do hilarious let's plays of this. There's gonna probably be great live streams of this where people are just pointing out like crazy stuff. I mean, already like it generated a lot of buzz though. I'll give it that. Because it's shocking.
I don't. If you have multiple character playthroughs, like I don't think Link will necessarily be the most fun character to play as. Like if you can play as like Sheik or Ganondorf.
You're
Oh,
de-
Sheik would be really cool.
Like,
yeah,
I think there are
So-
lots of cool things they could do with different
There's-
characters in this
Yeah,
game.
that's probably the most alluring thing that I can think of. And if you look, people like analyze the trailer and saw like you can see Zelda in one of
Yeah.
the scenes behind like the final battle of Ganon and Twilight Princess at like that barrier. She's like behind a barrier like that. People found like a Hyrule knight who had like a bigger sword and looked like kind of a captain. Then there was like a blue or turquoise-haired woman who some thought might be one of the oracles or
No
Impa
way,
or
where
something.
is she? I didn't see her.
This
point her out.
quality is pretty bad. Like there's
This is actually
we
like,
should just grab the screenshot.
there's
and
no
look at
high
them.
quality version of this trailer, which is the freakiest.
On YouTube?
thing.
Yeah.
Not even on YouTube. It's still grody looking.
Like it was
Yeah.
like
I mean,
720p.
It's still all this feels totally like it's cheapening it to me. I mean, the one thing
Yes.
that really strikes me as really weird is Link's character design, because I feel like Nintendo has always been like really, you know, kind of strict about how their IP are handled by third parties. Like, you know, they went through a lot on like NBA Street when they had Mario and Luigi in there, and then like, you know, all the Mario and
I think they
Sonic.
were in an SSX game too. Weren't they?
And I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
There was
they
a
were.
couple of cameos they did back
DDR
then.
Mario.
DDR Mario, as you said, Link and Soul Calibur.
2.
But this looks like somebody just took like an MMO character creator and tried to make Link.
It's almost like someone that had never played Zelda and didn't know what it was, but heard secondhand. Okay, this is kind of what it is. This is like the template to follow, and then they put it in a game.
It just feels like
But-
Nintendo needs something Zelda related on Wii U.
Yeah.
And the Dynasty Warriors guys like, hey, we were like brainstorming a Wii U Dynasty Warriors game, and then Nintendo was like, hey, why don't you just like, if we give you the Zelda assets, can you just make like a Zelda Dynasty Warriors? Like, people will buy it because it has Zelda on it.
Yeah,
like,
I
Link's
mean,
But that's the
Probably
thing. I
will.
don't think they gave them the Zelda assets because these guys.
You
I
think they
mean,
just-
Link looks weird.
you think
I
they
guess
just-
the rest of it does look
No,
like
they're
it's
like
ripped straight from the
directly-
game.
They just
Yeah.
went to they just bought the games, or they pirated the games and ripped all the models themselves, and then they went to Nintendo and like, here's Zelda Dynasty Warriors. Will you?
This
let us
is the
make
exact
this?
trailer that
Yes,
they
this is
showed
the
in
pitch
yeah.
video that they did.
Yeah. Well,
And that-
actually, you know, it could be because what was Pac-Man Versus was kind of like that, right? Like they made the game first, and then they went to Namco and said, hey, you know, it's all right if we put this out.
Dynasty Warrior games always have like cutscenes throughout, right? Is there some way they can incorporate story at all? Did you think they'll do
I think they
that
definitely
kind of?
will. Yeah.
Yes, full voice work,
Oh.
fully
You
orchestrated
think?
tracks.
No,
even
actually.
the moblins will talk. This
No, that's
time.
what I mean though. It's
Just like in Twilight Princess.
Whenever you're playing Dynasty Warriors, people are like constantly yelling out things. So.
Oh yeah, Link's just gonna get, come on, just like in the Wind Waker.
It's weird for me for Nintendo to trust Link, and it's
Well, Link's
Actually, I
crossbow
take that back.
training.
It will. It'll be the Legend of Zelda's Hyrule Warriors.
You think the Legend of Zelda will be in the title for this game?
I don't think it
I don't
necessarily
think.
will be.
Yeah.
I think they'll keep it out. I think Link's crossbow
Yeah.
training didn't have Legend of Zelda in
No.
it, right?
It
Right.
did not,
I don't think it did.
but I think they want this to sell better. They will put.
So
Legend
do you
of
think
Zelda.
this is a Nintendo desperation move?
I think it's. Yeah, I think this is.
I think
pushed
it's a
more-
Tecmo desperation move.
I think it's a collaborative desperation.
They're-
move.
everyone's desperate.
But
They're
is
both pretty
it
desperate.
necessarily negative that Nintendo is bringing in like third-party?
It's okay.
developers?
It's not bad that Nintendo is reaching out to other developers to help them out, but I personally did not want to see a Dynasty Warriors Zelda game.
No.
I would have rather them brought on more developers, like other outside development teams, to help make a proper console Zelda, like what they did with
With Capcom?
with Capcom and
Yeah.
Flagship with the Oracle games and the Minish Cap. They got those portable games out with the help of those teams.
Yeah.
Or, like Smash Brothers or having Namco Bandai help them with that. Like reaching out to other developers to lend their expertise to help, with one of the mainline games. Not make a spin-off offshoot like this. This feels like, to me, this communicates to me that the new Zelda for Wii U is a long ways off.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
they want something now in the public eye for Zelda on a console, and this is all they could deliver.
And I mean, this looks a long way off. Even.
Yeah, this looks
Yeah.
rough. Like if seeing this looks like one of the first videos you see for a new Zelda game. Like remember back when they first showed off Twilight
It'll be
Princess?
out
It was
in
just,
May.
it was that was like so rough. and
But
really-
like, you don't see popping in enemies in a Zelda debut trailer. Like, this is worse
Well, I
than
mean,
any
ex-
Zelda's
as-
ever debuted.
I think it's at least
I don't
pointed
know,
out
you
like
might.
Dynasty Warriors kind of is known for like that type of stuff because there's so many things going on.
But it's a trailer though. Like, clean up
Yeah.
your trailer.
It's just the animation. It looks like the models. There's so many different models for so many different games being thrown in there. Doesn't have a coherent look, and
Yeah.
the animations just look so
And
ridiculously
also,
goofy.
it's like it would be great if this game was at all a preview of what we can expect from a Wii U Zelda, but I don't think it will be any indication of what it will. And the thing I'm looking forward to with a Wii U Zelda is how the gamepad is going to function, whether it be like item system or whatever, and I don't think this is going to be.
Oh, you're right.
No, I mean,
yeah,
Any
no.
indication.
Here's the thing.
It's kinda makes me
Gameplay-wise,
sad.
I mean, you can expect a Dynasty Warriors game with a few, quirky Zelda-inspired add-ons.
This game could be fun if it felt like playing through a Smash Brothers story mode, but you weren't paying $60 to do it. It came free
No, we're
with
paying
whatever
60.
like
$60. It's Zelda.
like it could
Might be
feel fun like that.
70.
I kind of like the rapid bomb trajectory. It has a very Smash Brothers like
Right.
just blowing stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, I think
feel.
that's the other thing, too, is, like, none of this looks quality enough for it to be a full-price game, right?
No.
Not a Wii U game. So I would hope they would put it out at 40.
Does it use motion controls for the sword play?
No.
Is
I
it
can,
one
I
to
can
one?
definitely say no, it doesn't.
Is it accurate?
Yeah, it clearly doesn't.
Yeah, you're just doing big, broad swipes in this game, like the.
It actually looks like there's a combo system in this, though. I know it's in a combo
But I mean,
counter, but like the juggling.
I swear, when he does that fire
Like-
rod thing, that is pulled directly out of another game. Like, I've seen that before.
Yeah, the
I-
animation doesn't.
I wonder how you gain heart pieces.
Oh, there's some
So
little
yeah,
hearts
like those
lying
types
on
of
the ground,
questions, like
actually.
how are they going to incorporate the Zelda tropes, if at all?
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, Dynasty Warriors has combo systems, like racking up those 100, 2,000 hits.
Oh yeah,
is
there's
elite.
totally gonna be that
So
in this
that's
game.
going to be in Zelda. So fast-paced Zelda combat.
Yep.
Instead of methodical Z targeting, strafing around. This is the type of thing like Mario series is for. Like they made Mario Kart, and like Mario Sports, like the strikers and the baseball. Like Mario's always been the brand where it goes into offshoots. Like they should have made Mushroom Kingdom Warriors.
What could
If they did, I'd be all onto it. I'd be so onto that
Mushroom
game.
Kingdom Warriors.
Yes.
The Koopa
But
Troopas
see, the
all
thing
around.
is, it's
Pretty
harder
cool.
to map a fire flower to a guy that uses a sword animation.
what could change?
Mario could use a plunger. That'd be great.
What could change in this game that would make you change your mind about it the next time Nintendo shows it off?
For me, it would be a story trailer. It'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, we're taking this story seriously.
It needs to be like a level of ridiculousness with the story that's like on par with the cartoon series.
I would
Yeah,
think it
right,
needs
like
to be.
kind of like-
It needs to be a level design that doesn't look like somebody
That's
just
it.
dropped a bunch of assets onto a flat map.
It needs to start off with Link going, "Excuse me, princess."
Excuse.
If
That's-
it
he's
starts with
actually,
that,
like-
done.
I think
Million
you-
pre-orders right there.
I think you're super
Million
right about
pre-orders.
this. So like right now, what this game
Yeah.
is, it's like
a
it's a
mash.
grizzly bear in a pink dress, and it either needs to embrace the pink dress or it needs to embrace the grizzly bear. But right now, it's like two things that are
That's a
clashing big time.
fantastic analogy.
Yeah,
And
it-
so if it starts with "Excuse me, princess," then it's a grizzly bear wearing a grizzly bear coat. You know what I mean?
this feels like they just released this to judge how the public would react to it. They just, it feels like they wanted to see like what will the public, and then like it was just like people couldn't look away from it.
But you see, they'll probably go so far off the reservation that you'll see like Midna with some crazy weapon.
Midna needs to be in this game.
There,
Midna-
there are so many
would be
cool.
They should have Midna and Fi get into a battle about who's the better sidekick, and then
Midna.
Navi shows up, and then everyone goes and kills
And someone
Navi.
just steps on her.
That'd be cool. This has a lot of potential.
But that's
So-
the thing.
Nintendo
is-
just needs to be ridiculously.
Well, yeah, I mean, these
Insane.
games tend to have way too many characters.
It sounds like what we want out of Hyrule Warriors is for it to go nuts, right?
Pretty much.
Yes, and use Waggle.
Don't,
Don't
hold
use
back.
Waggle. Don't use Waggle.
Dude, that would be so good. And voice controls.
Yeah, all those phrases, Link
It
needs
might
to
act-
say them all.
And the Triforce needs to talk like in the cartoons.
Miyamoto just needs a direct line to Mike. So like Mike just be like, "Hello, hey Shigeru, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll tell you what you need."
There's a lot of potential here.
Who's your character in this game?
I like.
Who do you pick?
I like being the guy with the red bandana.
The red bandana,
Yeah.
red bandana guy?
Yeah,
Like, but you can choose which color you want to be as well. So, like, is there a certain color you go for?
red. Like
Red.
if you're red and wearing a bandana, like doesn't that sort of mean that you're probably not a very good person?
I'm blue.
You're blue.
John Finger. Ian Hink is gray. And then Mike Huber is green, I believe.
Yeah.
Justin Spear is red.
Losing sight of your character in this game is so easy, but like once it happens, you're pretty much dead.
Right. Right, and I think the most important thing to sort of like grill into your brain, even more than anything we've talked about so far, is like there's a significant delay between your sword strikes, right?
Really?
Like, it's like you swing and then it's like a second
Right.
before you can swing again, and that may not seem like a lot,
Uh-huh.
but you know, kind of when someone's going after you, and if you whiff that first swing, that's your death, right?
There's these little battles you can watch them that like the two guys will just like go after each other, like will cross. They have this little dance back and forth as they're swinging. Like how do you get out of something like that?
Well, the game kind of has something naturally built in where if both people swing at each other at the exact same time, their swords will clash and they'll actually ricochet off each other.
Oh.
And that's really hard to deal with because sometimes, like, you ricochet a lot, like you bounce back quite a ways, and sometimes that can put you in a really bad position. Like, you'll have times where you'll clash swords with somebody, and then you'll bounce into somebody else and they'll be like, oh, you're an easy kill, you know, and they'll get you. So that sucks a little bit.
I also noticed that you can't tell how many bullets everyone has.
Right.
Because you never know, you have to pay attention.
Yeah, so you only have 3 bullets, right?
Right.
And I think it was a really conscious thing for them not to have like a bullet counter, right?
Like
you
a
don't have
little
3
dot,
bullets.
like 3 little dots
Right,
on the screen that
exactly.
shows you how many bullets you have. You're just sort of like, 1, 2, I got one more bullet left.
Right.
Sort of
It's
like
something
going
that
into
you
this.
have to keep track of, and I've seen a number of people think they have a bullet and try to fire it.
And it just sort of whiffs. You have like the gun smoke that comes out.
Some old action movie. He's empty.
We also have like the water in this stage. So like, have you like that kills your gun basically going into it? You find yourself trying to stay out of the water, or do you go into it just sort of like a way to hide?
No, I think more so than like spikes or really anything else in the game, water is actually the deadliest thing. There's another level of mind games, right? Like, how can I make that person kill themselves? How can I make them go greedy? And because there are moments where they're not going to want to come after you for fear of getting crushed, you can use that to like fire a really good bullet, you know?
Right, because there seems to be like a space at the very bottom, like you can almost shoot across the screen.
Right, exactly.
And like just sort of grab people. You'll see people like at one side of the screen or like around the middle. They'll just like jump up and shoot. There, right there, unless they get crushed. Now, I noticed like each of the characters, like they have sort of a different look and a different sort of style to them.
I actually don't love the little characters, and I think it's because I played Towerfall, where I feel like the characters that you can choose are like subversions of what you would expect. Like the guy is the only one that wears pink, and the girls are like tough and like wear like, you know, primary colors, and they're just so well designed. They don't like do a lot of backstory with them or anything, but there was just like a lot of thought and care. And I'm not saying there wasn't a lot of thought and care in this, but it's like, yeah, that guy looks like a samurai, you know, and it isn't like, I don't remember any of their names.
What's the difference between playing this and playing Towerfall?
There are a lot of differences, you know, despite being like similar on the surface. I think I think Towerfall is a much easier game to play, and I don't mean that as a slight. It's just, I feel like Towerfall, there are power-ups, right? You can go and collect on the stage, so there's that obvious game of like everyone kind of wanting to go after that or chase after that. And just like the little quirks about Samurai Gun, right? Like how much of a delay there is between your swings. The super jump that I didn't know about until a few days ago.
There's sort of like secret things in here. Like you can actually slash at the bullets, and the bullets will actually rebound off.
Yeah,
like
you just saw it, yeah.
And you actually get points. So like at the very end, I've noticed that you'll have like kill counts of like how you killed the other person. You'll have slashes, you'll have gun, but then you'll have a bullet showing like you ricocheted a bullet off of your sword and you killed somebody by doing things like that. But once again, we have like lots of gunplay going on. 3 bullets, 3 arrows for Towerfall. I mean, Towerfall, like you keep going until there's just one person, but you don't have like, you have lives. Basically, you have 1 life and that's it. While this one, you keep going until you've won like the whole round. What do you think is different? Like, what do you think is the little different strategy between, you know, protecting 1 life versus trying to kill as many people as possible as quick as possible?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think something for me that really changes my strategy in Towerfall as opposed to Samurai Gun is you can pick up the arrows in Towerfall, right? So you're not as limited in resources, right? Like your only range attack is either deflecting bullets or shooting your own bullets in Samurai Gun.
Right.
So in Towerfall, it's more about like because you only have one life, it's like be quick.
Yeah.
You can put yourself out there and if you miss one or two shots, like you'll probably pick up some arrows. So be quick, be precise. Whereas with Samurai Gun, it's like
you think this is
make every swing count.
Showdown.
Yeah.
Showdown time. Oh, this is great. When does the showdown happen?
So if you are within one kill, I have at least one kill within the top person, you guys will showdown, right? And it's an instant death sort of thing. And you don't have it is all instant death. I guess what I mean is you
it's a slow, painful death as like you're in there.
It's only one kill to win, I guess is a better way to say it.
Right, you get one kill, you get one hit going into it, one life going into it. We saw
you can't use your gun, which I think is very important.
That's really cool.
How many games are there that you can say like, go get 4 friends and play this? Like, that's becoming increasingly rare these days. So I think that is a huge strength that Samurai Gun has that I would recommend it.
I think that's fantastic. Well, hopefully our 4 friends will stay that way after the showdown.
Might be a 3-way. I don't know how they'll calculate this.
Are we ending on a showdown? That's great.
I don't know. This might
This
might be a 3.
Oh, it's gonna. Showdown.
I don't think I've ever been a part of a 3-way showdown.
Dude, this is good.
That's you have to go to OkCupid for that.